Re-spec done. The resists are fine. Who needs to do any mapping to get used to playing with the build? Just go straight to Mastermind.
Witness. Mortal.
Oh, this is actually T11.
Darkness walls. Give in, Jun.
No. Why? My
Feel
family.
death's
Please.
grip.
No.
More see. We are no different, you and I. Darkness we both slain with pathetic little order. Though they put up more of a fight the second time.
Oh no, I got hit there.
No more games, Caterina.
There's nothing that makes you
Fine progress, yeah.
Is there? Now come to
Yo, my Arcane shirt should get some levels from this.
what your soul.
Feels bad, man, though. Don't have my my Tempest shield yet because I don't have trigger. But that's gonna change after this.
Dead, rotting soulless in the earth. What a meaningless waste. But your souls, yours will serve. Mortal. Darkness walls. You try and try and try.
Who's coming first?
And yet the syndicate is immortal. Do you think this will end?
Come here, yeah. Okay. Okay, buddy.
But our cause was never your cause. For your service, I give you what you never gave your victims. A quick death.
Oh.
Your soul burns for me.
Okay, I'm coming. What's next?
Darkness walls. Death will never come for an immortal.
You're no immortal.
Who is
You're
next?
fate, nothing more.
Okay.
You are owed.
I should really try to keep
But the need
Fortify
for
up.
the cause outweigh your own, Vegan. I take no pleasure in this.
Oh.
Your soul
Fucking
burns.
sneaky. Trying to make me jump straight into the totem boom. Very, very sneaky. Where are you? You can rise my children soon, maybe.
Feel death's grip. More submit. Let our souls become entwined.
Where's all the where's the skulls?
Too much hinges on this.
Without you, Giannis, the syndicate would never have formed, and for that I must thank you. But you will not be missed. Your soul burns for me. Give your soul to me.
No.
Kulamak, feel death's grip.
It's not your soul to take.
My children.
Oh, there we go. I've been waiting for this.
Feed darkness walls. Mortal. Feel death's grip. Darkness walls. Your hopeless cause will destroy you.
Next.
My cause fuels me.
Oh, the Aisling. You're the reason I came here.
Can you hear them, Ashley?
I feel bad for killing her because she's gonna give me the trigger so that spells.
At last their wish is granted.
Oh no, did she just bug again? Oh no, here you are.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Nice shotgun attempt with that.
Your soul burns for me. Don't do this, Exile. You can stop.
Too bad I don't have the
Jonah, I can bring your
the prophecy for
entire
this.
order back.
I would like a flask. I mean, I'll take it. Hello. So, as you saw and see now, we are finally CI. Going CI was postponed a lot because I was struggling to get the trigger socket spell when you use the skill, and I just didn't feel like going CI self-cast TD before I get the automated Despair and Cold Snap. Just because it makes the build just feel so much smoother to play. So I waited with that, and as a result, we actually have some decent-ish ES gear already. Obviously, they could be a lot better, but yeah, so still using the one that I got like day one. I have a bunch of ones that are basically just being used. They're all the 64s, and I'm just spamming the caster Reforge until I hopefully hit +1. Maybe at some point I'll try alting them up a bit, but I have like what, only like 300 something alts total, I guess. So I'd rather just go with the caster spamming until +1, and then I'll see if I can craft it further from there. And I kind of want to save the alts because I did a bit of I guess theory craft on a different one, which would be it's much harder to get, but it's around like 5% or so more deep, like more DPS, and it gets like 20% skill effect duration compared to a +2, which is chaos dot multi, and then like a gas speed roll on the wand. And that is a item level 80 hunter's wand, and that's because malevolence effect. And malevolence effect would mean that we get the more damage goes up by 40%, and also the skill effect duration. So at level 21 gem, you get 20% skill effect duration. So you'd actually end up getting a decent amount of skill effect duration there, and then you would also, I'm not even sure if I have the craft. Yeah, so you would craft this on a wand instead of getting the +1, so it would be a +1 chaos plus, and then chaos dot multi with the chaos damage and the skill effect duration. Obviously that's a 200 now. It's much, I think it's like 50% at rank 3 once you get it with I believe it's 12%. So I think it's around like 20% skill effect duration, which is pretty fucking massive for Blight duration, Essence Drain duration, even Arcane Surge duration, and Valve Light and Withering Stacks and all that. But that is much harder, that's like much harder to make, because you have to alt for the Malevolence, and then we have to fight against the you know, fire, cold, lightning, physical as added as chaos damage from the chaos slams. But with the amount of augments and like remove adds we have now, I think it's probably doable, and that might be like my end game goal. But I'll probably make a +2 one first, because I don't even have a base for that. But yeah, some quick rundown of my gear, I guess. So we have the random as one. We have actually a somewhat okay helm. The hybrid and the percentage are a bit low, but it's fine. It has a good int. We can craft we can force a resist roll on it with either crafting a resist and then doing remove cold, add cold, or what, something like that, or we can just augment one of them. But basically I'm just waiting on my gloves, on the helm, and on the chest piece. I'm just waiting to get the avoidance crafts, which I need a siege map, the 13 siege, and then I'll craft avoidance here, avoidance there. I need a remove physical, so I can remove the physical damage to melee attackers, and then I'll craft the avoidance there as well, because I don't yet have Shaper boots. I do, however, have a glass jewel with elegant form, As you can see, there's 30% chance to avoid elemental elements. So I could use this as well, but I don't feel like using this before I have, or even when I have. I'd rather just not, because there's so many other powerful things you can get from jewels. And speaking of jewels, I actually have my best in slot base. Obviously, it's not crafted yet, but I have a 8 passive spell damage, which we want Mage Hunter and Conjured Wall, which is the block spell block ones. Then we want some random other suffix notable, and then probably Force and Resistor if there's an open suffix for that. So basically, what we're doing with this is caster crafts. It guarantees pretty much always at least one notable when you use the caster craft, and then I think Mage Hunter has a much lower chance to spawn than Conjured Wall, so I kind of want to wait to get a remove add, and then we have like 1 in 3 to remove the burden projector instead of Mage Hunter or Thermophage. And then after that, it would be like 10% chance to give me the Conjured Wall. So it is actually relatively doable to get the jewel this league with the caster reforges. And then sadly, I do not have a chaos.multi medium glass jewel. And I actually want to talk about that. So in the last video, I pitched the the idea or the question how we can make it much easier to get. So here we have the 2 notables that we want, or rather I want, on my ED build, and that is Eldritch Inspiration and Wicked Paul. So the reason we want the Eldritch Inspiration is, first of all, it has 8% Chaos multi. The other options would be something like Brush with Death, which is 10%, and then you have some ES on Kill, which is kinda useless for us because we already have Insane Regen from ED, and we already have ES on Kill from being a Trickster. And the other things are just kinda, I guess there's a Vile Reinvigoration, which is okay. It gives you some damage all the time, and then ES, like actual ES, and then a bit of regen. But we get mana and mana regen from Eldritch Inspiration, which make it, if you have 2 of these, it should almost entirely remove any mana issues, and you could have a 6-link Blight, which is a lot of single target damage. But we'll see if I'll actually end up doing it. But regardless, I'd say after they completely got it, the Eternal Suffering, this is actually not what the node is currently. This is what it used to be, but this hasn't been updated, or they didn't actually got it, and even though they mentioned in the patch notes. But yeah, so currently Eternal Suffering should be like absolutely useless. I actually gotta go find it quick, just so I'm not bullshitting you about Eternal Suffering. But in the meantime, and the other one is Wicked Paul, which is Chaos damage and skill effect duration. So that's the 2 notables we want. And I'll be back in a second. I'll go find the Eldritch Inspiration, the Eternal Suffering from a trade quick. Okay, we're back. I quickly went and searched for the Eternal Suffering, and as you can see, this is in Harvest League right now. Eternal Suffering is Chaos damage, chance to inflict Wither for 2 seconds on hit if there are 5 or fewer Wither debuffs on enemy. So basically, this notable is entirely dead for, I'd say, majority of Chaos builds. There's a case where being able to apply 5 Withers on at the start of a fight with, you know, a Toxic Rain or something like that is not bad, but then again, the 25% K, like, I think there are much better options than this. So yeah, Eternal Suffering is kind of dead. So then the next best thing, in my opinion, is Eldritch Inspiration because of the mana regen. If you have the GG Watcher's Eye, which is Clarity, ES, from your mana. This is also ES for you, which is very nice. So yeah, so this is the two notables we want, and then suffixes are obviously some random shit, life, sorry, not life, int, resistances, all that stuff. And now to the point of how do we get this. So let's say that we have a item level 68, or if you have item level 1, like the max item level, that's like, I believe it's 84, that gives you the last tier. Yeah, 84 gives the last tier of notables. So if it's 84, actually rolling it is much harder than, let's say, the 68, which is the second tier of stuff. As you can see, 68. And if we were to just Chaos Orbit, obviously you just don't Chaos Orbit, you use the Chaos Reforged from the Harvest crafting in this league, because it's absolutely insane. And most of the time you'll get some notables. Sure, you'll probably end up getting a lot of the Chaos resistances as well, because that's a Chaos mod too. But yeah, so on average it would be 817 Chaos if you were Chaos spamming it. Now, if we take a look at the item level of the two notables that we care about, which are the Eldritch Inspiration and Wicked Pall, we can see that they are both actually item level 50. So actually put that back in, and that back in. So now, if we put this item level, we go one down, 267, we actually halve the amount of chaos on average needed to roll this. Now, obviously, we also kill an entire bracket of stats that we can roll, which also means that we'll kill the second tier of chaos resist, which makes it even easier to roll than before. So for what we want, we actually want an item level 50 to 67 chaos dot multicluster, so we can more easily roll these notables with. So yeah, that was the as usual, item level matters a lot, and going down in levels removes mods that can spawn and usually makes it easier to get the mod you want. As you can see, we'll have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like we like kill almost half of the notables that we can spawn, so it makes it so much easier to get the two mods that we want. So yeah, there's that. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to talk. I guess the quick rundown of the gear, because we didn't go over all of the stuff. Some random ass ring with some ES and resist. The chest is still, we need to remove the physical to put the avoidance for it now. Some random ass ring that doesn't even have a flat ES crafted on it yet, because for some reason GGG decided that getting the global energy shield crafts have to be in red maps, so laboratory is like T13 or 14 and lava lake is like 15, so it takes a bit to get these crafts. Previously laboratory was like T2, so that was a bit of a kick in the nuts, but I guess it doesn't matter that much in Harvest League with the crazy crafts we have. Some randomized shield, has some ES, crafted spell block. My block at the moment are 74, 68. I could pick up the attack block if I just did that, but it's whatever. I'll upgrade the block here probably eventually, though I do have a better base, or like I have actually a really good shield that I was using my life build still. So I need to remove that life, and yeah, this could actually be a really insane. This is a +1 chaos spells, and we can force a defense mod, which has to be something energy shield, and we can just keep re-rolling that until we get it. And we could eventually make it into a Crusader shield for ESM blocked with Exile, but ideally we need either a pure like a Shaper shield, or a combination of Shaper, Crusader, Shaper, Hunter, or something like that, if you want reduced reservation on the shield as one of the sub tiers. But yeah, probably end up switching this shield if I remove the life for some ES. We have some randomized boots. All of those resistances, I think all of the resistances were like super low, and I just upgraded them with the crafts. Obviously, defense slam here would be kind of nice again. Some randomized belt, which is actually horrible, except it has decent ES for the item level, has reduced flash charges, and again, I need to remove one of those prefixes so I can craft the hybrid evasion and energy shield. And yeah, skill tree. I have the randomized chaos dot multi cast speed resist. Jewel, and these are also really easy to craft. Like decent 3 mod or even 4 mod jewels are so easy to craft with the harvest. You just go chaos, chaos reforges, and you'll either get like chaos damage, chaos resist, or chaos dot multi pretty much. So yeah, it's really easy to make some useful jewels, which then means that it's gonna be somewhat nice to get a corrupting blood with good mods. Yeah, one thing that I have a bit different currently, that I'm actually using an Arcane Capacitor. I'll probably respec out of it at some point, but I just wanted to, since I already took away this, which I originally had, and I didn't exactly have that many points to put into anything else. So it's like, fuck it, let's just try Arcane Capacitor. It gives me mana, which does give me more damage because I anointed the Prodigal Perfection as an early anoint. This currently gives me 10% spell damage plus another 2% multiplied by 15. So that's like what, 40% damage anoint because of the mana. And so this gives me some mana, and it gives me up to 60% Arcane Search effect if I spent some decent amount of mana. It's like what, if I spend 1,000 mana in a 4 second, it gives me a lot of effects. So my mana regen actually, it's just whenever we refresh the Arcane Search, it just goes up. So it's very nice. And Blight does take some decent amount of mana, especially when you eventually were to like link it. But I'll probably get this out of it eventually. But early on, this is a really nice node. Gives you some damage, some cast speed, mana regen, and all that. Yeah. Next up, progress in the Atlas, rushing to Awakener, so I can hopefully get a nice Thread of Hope to put in here and take a Glancing Blows and some other stuff here. I'm not gonna need Corrupting Blood immunity for that. Instead, I'll roll I'll get a second set of flasks where every single flask I have has bleed immune, just for the Corrupting Blood that Awakener applies. And I obviously, by the time I'll do it, I'll have the siege done for the craft, so I will be ailment immune, and then I just have all the bleed immunes on my flask so I don't die to the Corrupting Blood. Yeah, that's all I had for now, and I'll see you in the next update.